Alright, for number 3, they are asking us to find the domain. So what are we looking for? The x's. And they gave us a bunch of ordered pairs, so we need to list our ordered pairs from least to greatest. What is the lowest x? -1. Keep going.
0, 2, 3, 5.
That was so easy.
Then why'd you pick it?
I didn't pick it. I picked God.
Children. Make sure you have that written down for number 3. And pass your answer sheets up.
On the 24th.
Homework. So if you have that, you can check yours with mine.
Well, I'm trying to pay attention to the homework. You help me.
For number 1, the overlap should have been here. One of your lines should have been dashed and one should have been solid. For number 2, your overlap should have been here. I know we did these two together, but still just going over them again. Both of your lines were dashed. For number 3, you only had this little piece of overlap. Both of your lines were dashed. For number 4, this should have been your overlap, and then again, both of your lines dashed. Questions on those 4? On the next ones, you had to solve some of them. So for number 5, the one you solved was y is greater than -4x plus 1. This was your overlap. One of the lines were dashed and one was solid. For number 6, again you had to solve one. Y is less than or equal to -x plus 1. Both lines were solid, and this was your overlap, or should have been your overlap. For number 7 and 8, you had to solve both of the inequalities. So one of them was y is greater than 3x minus 3. The other is y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2. One was a dashed line, one was a solid line, and this was your overlap. For number 8, your two equations were inequalities were y is less than -x plus 1, y is greater than or equal to -x minus 1, and the overlap should have been in this one. So with that one, because one is less than, you're shading below, and the other one is greater than, so you're shading above, so it meets in the middle instead of overlapping. On top of one another. Questions on those 4? For the next 4, you had to write your system of inequalities. I didn't write solutions, but we should find one. For 9, your two inequalities were y is greater than -2/3 x minus 3. And y is less than x plus 2. What would be a solution for that one? This one.
-1, 0.
Yes, that would work. It's right here, but it won't show that because I'm not using the pen. For 10, because your lines were parallel, you should have gotten the same slope. So y is greater than or equal to -4/3 x minus 1. And y is less than or equal to -4/3 x plus 1. What be a solution for that one? 10. Christina. 1 negative 1 would be in there. Those are, you don't have as many solutions, so you have to be very careful with those. For number 11, your two inequalities where y is greater than or equal to 3 over 2x plus 2, and y is less than or equal to negative 1/2 x minus 2. I'm sorry, what was the solution for this one? Go ahead, Christina. Where's your paper?
I'll answer it next time.
Okay.
-4, -2.
-4, -2 would be right in the middle. For 12, your two inequalities would be y is less than or equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 2, and y is greater than x minus 3. What would be a solution for that one? Go ahead, Joyce. -1, -3 would be right inside. Okay. We are going to review today, but we're not reviewing like we normally do. This is going to be majority U time review, so you are going to use that time after we do a couple problems together. So I'm going to pass that out now. Ladies and gentlemen,
I've watched it like 8 times.
all right. So on Monday, you guys are going to test at about 1. So you'll have 30 minutes to look over your review. Yes, Christina? Yes.
What we're testing.
Monday.
Oh, how do I say?
The 3 sections the 3 objectives are going to be, can you solve inequality? So that's what the first page is. Can you graph linear inequality? So that's what the second and third pages are. The single sheet I just gave you wasn't connected to the packet. It should have been. But that is your last objective. Solving systems of linear inequalities. So you will have time to work through that here in a bit. Find this page.
It's on the back.
It's on the back of the packet.
Oh, this door?
Yes.
Did I finish my work? Did
Eyes and ears up here. Alright, so we are going to go through this one. The second one we've done together already, but we'll still go through it. Read this with me either on your paper or up here silently. Lisa enjoys gardening. Every sunflower plant she waters requires 0.7 liters of water, and every lily plant she waters requires 0.5 liters of water. Lisa has a total of 11 liters of water for these plants. Write an inequality using S to represent the number of sunflower plants Lisa can water, and L to represent the number of lily plants Lisa can water. Lisa waters 10 lily plants. How many sunflower plants can she water at most with the remaining amount? What's important here?
everything.
The numbers, all the numbers.
Okay. Be specific. Which numbers?
0.7, 0.5, and 11.
0.7 is for sunflower.
0.5,
0.5 is for lilies.
10, 11 is for total.
Is the total. Anything else?
No, that's it.
It's just sunflower. S is sunflower.
Thank you.
L is lily.
Thank you so much.
Anything else?
10 plants.
So she waters 10 lily plants. We're looking for how many sunflower plants can she do. There's something else that's really important in here that helps you determine your inequality.
Represent.
At most. Which
What?
inequality is that going to be?
The greater one.
Greater than no,
Wait
less
a
than.
minute, it has to be less than or equal to. At most means you cannot go past that number. So at most is less than or equal to. How would we set up this inequality?
Wait, where is the utmost? Oh, there it is. At most means greater than or equal to.
Less than or equal to. How would we set up this inequality?
Y is, or sorry, L is less than or equal to S.
No. Using the numbers you have. I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh.
Right.
Where is 0.75?
0.7 S.
Less. It's 0.1. Yeah, it's less than or equal to.
We're still missing.
And then you forgot the L. You forgot I did. Yeah.
You guys didn't say
No,
it.
no, I said L. I swear I said it. I swear.
Is that it? We set up the inequality. We haven't solved it. Right, so we've set this up. Now it says Lisa waters 10 lily plants. So if we put 10 in for L, we can solve for S. How would we solve for S? Multiply. What is 0.5 times 10? 5. Yes. How would we solve for S?
Wait, actually, no.
Try. And divide. What is 6 divided by 0.7? 8.57. Does this make sense for the amount of sunflower plants? No, look around. Yes.
What if we, shouldn't we subtract 5 by 11?
We did.
If the inverse property?
We did. We subtracted. We get 6.
Oh, I thought it was
I mean, 8.5.
3.7.
Would you round it to 9?
So let's talk about that. If we can have at most 11, if we put in 9, do you think we're going to go over 11 or under 11? Let's try it. Put 9 in for S. 0.7 times 9 plus 5. Is that less than or equal to 11? What? 0.7
It's 11.3. It's over. Oh.
So we can't round up, we have to round down. So S is less than or equal to 8. You can't round up to 9, so you have to round down. We did number 2 when we did the word columns before. Read it someone tell me how to set this up? This is what she earned so far, but that would be the 5.
Is it
5,000.
8 plus
That is the total.
8 what? 8 plus 30. 1,300 equals.
Not equal.
No, wait. Greater than or equal.
Is what?
It's greater than or equal to because it says at least. That means it could be that amount, but it could be more. And then we could do what? Solve the back. And divide. H is greater than or equal to would this make sense for the amount of hours?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, because
So in this case, could we have 0.5 hours?
Yes.
Yes, because that'd be minutes. Or you could round up to 580. Either one. I want to go back to number 1 for a second. Just like when we were doing systems of word problems and I said you could graph them, you could also graph your systems, I'm sorry, this isn't a system, your inequality word problems. If you changed your variables to x and y, so we could put this, bless you, into your calculator or into Desmos, and the same thing would happen just as if we were solving it. So we should be watching, not talking. When you graph this, you need to know a couple things. You need to remember which variable was which. Hold on 1 second. So in this case, our x was s, our y was l. So you could think about, like, if it gave you a graph, if it gave you this graph about a word problem, if x is my amount of sunflowers and y is my amount of lilies, if she watered 15 sunflowers, I could say she could only water 1 lily. If she watered 22 lilies, I can say she didn't water any sunflower plants. And you can look at your graph and compare. Abby, what was your question? Yes. So you could also use Desmos just like we did with systems. Do we have any questions on those 2 problems?
Is this gonna be on the Monday?
So for the rest of class, this is what you are going to be working on. The packet and the single sheet that I just gave you, work on that. If you finish that, then you can either work on Khan Academy, because that is extra practice, good practice. Also, there are systems of inequality practices around the room, the different colored papers. So if you would like that as extra practice, you can do that as well. But you'll have to come see me to do those. If you have questions, you need to come up to me. Don't waste this time. Use this time. Ask questions, get help, and work on this. So you guys can go ahead and start that.